We'd like to welcome everybody in to On Scene with RCSO. I'm one of your hosts, Lieutenant Lucas Grant.
And I'm Lieutenant Kimberly Lee.
Today we're going to mix it up a little bit. We're going to start with the zone report. We want to talk to you about the 9 p.m. routine where make sure everyone is locking the vehicle doors and their home doors. We want to make sure that you are preventing any criminal activity from coming your way.
And also, we want to remind you of the two bolos that we've been talking about the past few shows. Starting with missing person Wilbert Lewis Hughes II. He was last seen on August 25th, 2020, on the 1700 block of S.C. McIntyre Boulevard. He was also last seen driving a black Cadillac. He was eventually reported missing on October 18th, 2020. So if you have any information on him, please contact any on-duty supervisor with CID or with Investigator Ron Sylvester.
We also want to talk about our wanted subject, Daryl Eugene Walker. He's wanted for murder. He was connected in the murder that happened on the 1400 block of Ridgewood Drive on 7/20/2018. If you have any information in regards to his whereabouts, please contact the sheriff's office. Please use caution if you do come in contact with Mr. Walker because he is listed as armed and dangerous.
All right, and remember all of our active bolos you can find those on our Facebook social media site. So if you have any questions or you have any tips or anything to forward to our investigators, please reach out to them because these active bolos, we have some for murder. We still have missing persons out there, our property crimes, financial crimes. We have victims out there that would like to have their cases closed.
Absolutely.
Some type of, closure so they can move on, so they can go to the next step in this process. So someone knows where these folks are. They have family members, they have friends. You know where they are. You can talk to them however you want to, but just let us know or let someone know where they are so we can go forward with those cases.
We want to move on to our upcoming events. We've had a couple events that have passed, and they were a great success. But on May 5th, we will have our Fort Gordon Safety Day out at Fort Gordon. You are definitely welcome and invited to come out. On May the 9th, we will have Fentanyl Awareness Day at Serenity Behavioral Health System. That's located at 3421 Mike Pageant Highway, and the time for that is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And let me go back to the time for the Fort Gordon Safety Day. That is from 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. Also on May 10th, that will be our Shred Day, located at 401 Walton Way. The time for that will be 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then on May 19th, we will have citizen surveys at Sam's Club on Bobby Jones, located at 596 Bobby Jones Expressway, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
And we will have Lieutenant Mark Chestang here from recruitment. And we want to remind everyone, and he will too, about how to get in touch with him if you want to be a part of the sheriff's office. Any information that you need on salaries, how to get connected with the sheriff's office, please go to our website. Even if something like you were thinking about working at the sheriff's office, you don't have to commit at that time, but just reach out. Like I said, he will be here to speak with you about how to get on board or how, if you have any questions, how you can reach out to him.
And we also want to make sure that you understand that you are able to reach out to the Kalia Public Comment Portal. This is also located on our website, also located on all of our social media sites. We would like to hear from you, so please go to this comment portal to where you can leave a comment, a success story, or anything that you would like to say in regards to the sheriff's office.
And speaking of the sheriff and the sheriff's office, we have, if you've noticed, moved him from up there to down here. Some people have asked how can they get the bobblehead here. So we have thought of a way for the first 5 people that post a question to be talked about on the show and subscribe will get their very own Sheriff Roundtree bobblehead.
Absolutely.
And in the next show, you'll know who you are, those 5 people, and also you'll be contacted so you can come down and get your bobblehead, and your questions will be read and answered on the show.
So we'll get ready to go into our next segment of the show. But before we do that, we want to make sure that you understand the ways that you are able to contact us if you are wanting to join our team. You can contact the sheriff's office. You can also come down to the sheriff's office and meet with our special guest that will be coming, Lieutenant Mark Chestang. Also, you can go to our website. You can also go to our social media outlets to where we can then let you know how to go about the appropriate steps of moving forward. We're here with our special guest, Lieutenant Mark Chestang. Thank you for being here, sir.
Absolutely. Enjoy it.
Good. If you will tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do here for the sheriff's office.
Well, my name is Mark Chestang, and right now I'm in recruiting for the sheriff's office. I try to get people to work on the road and in the jail, and I've been with the department since 1987. So I've been here, too many years. I've been in several different divisions, but probably 2 of my favorite divisions, I'm not going to lie, will be when I was a motor officer and now recruitment. And I really enjoy what I do now.
That's good.
Getting people here.
That's good. You've been a big success here in the recruiting division. Tell us a little bit about why your passion for the recruiting division has been so important to this agency.
Well, I think with recruiting, you have to stay positive. You can't you can't go in and not put 100% into it.
Right.
And I believe in that. I believe that if people want a job here and that's what they want to do, I want to get them a job here, because I know how I was when I first started. I was very passionate about this job, just like I am now, just like you were back in the day.
Right.
So, and I see this in all these people that I bring in, and I enjoy watching them go from just a phone conversation to an actual deputy. It makes me feel good.
So, I mean, you brought that up. You were my sergeant when I first got on the road. That was one thing I enjoy. You taught me a lot.
Oh, bless you.
You definitely stayed on me, which is something I needed to direct my path. So I really appreciate you in that era. But when it comes down to recruiting, tell the viewers a little bit about some of the steps that you take with trying to get people to apply.
Well, the biggest thing is we have our websites. We do job fairs. We do community outreaches. So when the community service division will go out, sometimes I'll go out with them, put up banners. But what we like to do is a lot of us off the internet. I'll meet people Indeed, our county website that they'll apply. I'll call them. I will tell them about the job, tell them about what we have to offer, tell them about my experiences here, and things like that, and get them in to do like a small vetting over the phone, like, to make sure that they're able to come in, do the PT test, and then get them started.
Okay.
Now, after you make the telephone call and you talk to them, what next? What do you do?
Well, what I do is when I call and talk to them, I will ask them, about have they ever had any, ever been arrested for anything, make sure that they have a driver's license, high school diploma, things like that. And then what I'll do is I'll set them up with their PT test.
Okay.
So, and we do them every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings at Butler High School around their football field. So I'll meet them there. We'll do their PT test. I'll gather their documents that they need. I'll bring them back up here, put the folders together, get the criminal histories ran, and go from there.
Now, the PT test, I know that we have interviewed some people that's not for the jail, but where PT is not required. Community resource officers and civilian jobs. But some of them want to get into the sheriff's office. Can you just kind of, if anybody's concerned about that PT test, can you kind of explain what that all entails?
Well, like you said, some of the jobs don't require it. But the ones that do, like the jailer and the road deputy, it's a 1 mile run. It's 26 push-ups and 31 sit-ups.
Okay.
It's not Marine Corps style, so it's not as I wouldn't say structured, but not as strict. But the good thing about it, let's say you come out and you do our PT test and you have a problem with the run that day, that doesn't disqualify you. You can always train a little bit and come back, call me, and we can redo it.
Okay.
Because like I said, sometimes you going from a job just walking right in, you're not expecting a PT test, but you still have that fortitude and mindset to come out and try it. So I don't want to tell you that if you fail it, that's it, you can't come again. In fact, I encourage people to train a little bit, call me back, and let's get them rescheduled.
Okay. So that part won't be, what is the time limit on the mile?
It's 10 minutes and 38 seconds.
Okay. And then you can do that. I know you've talked to some applicants, a run walk.
Yes, in fact, if you start, you can run a little bit. If get to the point you got to walk a little bit, you can walk, catch your breath, and start running again, and still have the time to make the time for the run.
Yeah. Okay. So since you've been in the recruiting division, what have been some of your biggest challenges?
Biggest challenges is getting people that want to do the process and complete the process. Like you'll get some people that will apply, but then you'll set them up for the PT test, and they won't make it to the PT test, won't call me, will sort of ghost me.
Right.
Which I understand. Some people get nervous. Some people want you to apply, and then you go and tell their friends or their family. They don't always want them to be police officers, don't want them to be deputies, don't want them to work in the jail because they see the news, how things are. They have people in their ear talking to them. But I tell them just to have an open mind,
right,
come in with a positive attitude, and don't believe all the noise that you hear. Find out for yourself, because I've been here for umpteen years and have hired several people. I mean, and it's a great job. It's a great profession. And not all the people that you deal with or not all the things you see on TV is reality.
Correct. That's correct. And a lot of people, sometimes, like you keep saying, job. Well, here, we want them to understand that this is a career path.
Absolutely.
So I know that is something that you talk to them about anytime you come in contact with them. And I know even when you leave here, you have a patrol unit that's been basically wrapped, where it has the recruiting and has the social media sites, and it also has like a QR code on it,
yes,
to where people can see you and know that this is something we're doing all day, every day, right?
Absolutely, all day, every day, night. I even put it up on my own social media.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, but if you don't take pride in what you do,
right,
and really go out and look for people and try to get people here, then a lot of times you give in to that negativity. You give in to not getting somebody one day. Well, that's not me.
right.
I'm going to put that car where it can be seen. I had business cards made and put the QR code on the back of my business cards. That way, because everybody has their cell phone with them.
Correct.
And and I don't mind talking to people. I've ran into people before at the gym and restaurants, wherever I've worked, And if they look like they'd be a good candidate, I've approached them, said, hey, how you doing?
Right.
You know, and that's the way you get people. I want us to get quality, good people that want a career.
Yeah.
And it's hard nowadays. You get a lot of people that don't want to work or want to work remotely. Well, you know, you can't do that in this job.
Correct.
So, you know, you reach out and talk to people.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, during the COVID area, a lot of, different businesses were able to work remotely, but that's something that we weren't able to do.
Not us.
And, having you in our recruiting division was a very positive thing because you were still able to get people to come in and want to be a part of this team. So I definitely applaud you in that area. But I want to talk to you a little bit about what are some of the success stories you've had since you've been in our recruiting division?
I've had several. I'm not going to lie to you. In fact, I brought one guy from California.
Okay.
He had went to the police academy out in California, and didn't want to work out there because of some of the laws and stuff out there. So he reached out to me. I talked to him, over several different occasions, and finally he came out here, did the EOT, the equivalency of training, so you can get certified in Georgia, and is doing a great job. I mean, is doing really well.
Where's he working?
He's working on the road now.
Okay.
He came straight to the road. I've also had people that have come into the jail that didn't think they would like it, but are doing outstanding, you know. And I think it's a lot of it, I really think, starts with the person and their mindset.
Yes.
This, if you come in with a bad mindset, or you come in thinking you can't do it, or having doubts about doing it, you won't do it, right. or you won't be as successful as you can be.
Yeah.
And we did start calling you Mr. Worldwide because you did recruit the gentleman from California, but you may have also a couple more coming.
Right. In fact,
from other states.
Well, the one from California, he actually talked to two of his buddies who are here now doing their PT test and going through the process. I've gotten people from Ohio, New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania. So the thing about it is a lot of these people that want to relocate to the South for family reasons or for just
The
our
warmth.
great climate,
The wonderful weather here.
no snow,
Yeah.
they come down and it's, like I said, I don't mind meeting them. I don't mind talking to them. That's what I like to do because I want them, when they start here or start the process, I want them to be comfortable. I want them to know that they can pick up their phone and text me or call me anytime with any questions they have.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of times when you're moving to a new state, you're a little apprehensive. And, you know, and I try to calm some of that down by explaining to them about the area or things like that.
Yeah. And I know we here recently had a class graduate from Augusta Tech from the academy, and I know that had put a real big smile on your face.
Absolutely.
Because that was a lot of people that you brought to our agency. I believe it was maybe 12 students.
Yes.
That graduated.
Yes.
And all those are yours.
Yes.
All those are yours.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I tell them, and I when I do the PT test with them and I get them going, I tell them, don't find it weird, but I'm like a proud parent when y'all pass or when y'all do things because I take pride in the people that we get to come here.
Yes.
And when they succeed, I succeed, and our department succeeds.
Correct.
So, you know, I believe in that. And that's, I think, other than being on, like I said, motors, which I really thoroughly enjoyed, recruiting, I love it. Yeah. I couldn't do a different job now. This is what I like to do.
I'm glad you didn't recruit me to motors.
I'd have been afraid to recruit you to motors.
Yeah.
I know one of my favorite times is promotion day, especially the big promotion day.
Yes.
Because now I'm able to sit on the applicant board during the interviews. So I don't get them when you get them from start, but I also like I get to like do background checks and see who they are, and kind of, you know, when it comes to the time for them to, you know, graduate from the academy, and then they're now promoted to corporal, and then they go on to be sergeant. Like that's really important. And it's a good thing to, like, this is a career. And there is room for growth here. So and that's one of the things we want people to know is it doesn't matter. I keep telling people I started later in life. So you don't have to be the 18-year-old to start, or you don't have to, you can be at a different department, or you could be in another state. The only thing that if you're in another state, you, of course, pass the background check, things like that, and then they have the equivalency test, and you go through FTL, and you're on the road.
Yes.
Just like a few people here. So we want to encourage everybody. You know, if you thought about it, you now have the opportunity to ask questions and want to come to the sheriff's office. Call Lieutenant Chestang. He will talk to you.
Yes.
He will reach out and he will talk to you.
So now that she's speaking of that, what are some of the ways that people can get in contact with you?
Well, my office phone number is 706-821-1430. I have an answering machine there. I also have a recruiting cell phone. That's, you know, and you don't have to call me. You can text me, and I will reach out to you. And that's 706-799-3052. Or you can email me at mchestang, CHESTANG, at augustaga.gov. And I will respond. I mean, like I said, if the only way I won't respond is if I'm not in the office. But that's why I like having the cell. And texting is a big thing now. So if you text me, I'll text you back and get you started and explain everything that, you know, you need to know. Or if you have any questions, you know, I'll tell you that too. I'll answer those.
Are there any outside resources that you will be using this year to help with the recruitment process?
Well, actually, what we're doing is I talked to Fort Gordon, TAPS, Transitional Assistance Program. So when they're transitioning out of the military into civilian life, you know, they help them get jobs. So I've reached out to them, and, you know, they're going to do this at all the different bases. So, you know, Fort Gordon, Fort Bragg, so all over. So, and I'll be honest with you, I really enjoy hiring military people that are getting out of the Army because they have a sense to the mission that they have already, you know, the military, you have a chain of command and order. With us, you have a chain of command and order, and they tend to get the job a little bit better and transition really well over into police work. So I love getting military people getting out. I've gotten people that come right out of college.
Yeah.
And, you know, one of my success stories, I'm not going to lie, I won't say his name, but when he started, I'm like, he'll never make it. He just doesn't have that intensity. And man, he went through the jail, went through the academy, was top shot, top academic, and is doing amazing. So that's the thing, and all he had was college. So, you know, that's the thing. You don't have to be prior military. You don't have to have prior law enforcement experience to learn this job, and that's what I really like about it.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, keeping an open mind and coming in here with that mindset that this is what you want to do.
Absolutely.
It takes you a long way. And not only does it take you a long way, it gives the citizens in this community the best version of you.
I think, you know, with policing today, you do get a lot of negativity pushed onto us by social media and just the news. I think when a lot of the community meets a lot of the deputies, they realize that that's not true.
Right.
And I really try to stress that to the guys that I hire. I said, you know, when I talk to them, one of the things I say is you treat people fair, firm, and with consistency. You know, if you know, you have a job to do, but doing the job doesn't mean we don't abuse people. That's not our job. And, you know, our job is to be there for people, whether it's an inmate or a citizen.
Correct.
So, you know, so it's it is definitely a lifestyle that grows upon you and you really take pride in.
I do have this that I do want to ask you, and I've been asking this on different episodes for different guests that we've had. And you've been in this role, a supervisor role, is what I'm speaking of, for an extended amount of time. And that is when you come in contact with new recruits and they go through the process, they get the opportunity to meet with the sheriff in the final interview, and then they also get hired. How do you help them separate personal life and work life? What advice do you give them?
Well, I give them, you're going to have work life separate from, your personal life, because a lot of times this job, it's not always a 9-to-5 job.
Right.
You carry a lot of it home. You see something bad at work, something bad happens at work. So you got to have an outlet. And with me, I like, the thing I like to talk about is them working out, going for walks, hitting the trails. We also have an on-board counselor here.
Yep.
So, which I love her to death. I think she's great, and she's I've sent several people to her, and I don't mind sending them to her because I trust her.
Right.
And but I think you have to realize we wear several different hats here. Counselor, guard, friend. There's so many different things you do here at this department, and if you let it get to you, then you're not helping them or yourself.
Right. Well, I know that we're starting to come to the end of our segment here with you. We definitely, myself and Lieutenant Lee, would like to tell you thank you. I know that there's been a lot of good information you provided today, my friend, and it's always good to see you.
Good seeing you.
Thank you.
And just remember, we want you.